Every year, millions of people start a new diet hoping that this will be the one that finally works. Some people go keto, others try carnivore, some count calories, others start intermittent fasting, some switch to the Mediterranean diet, while others start GLP-1 medications like Ozempic. After coaching more than 1,400 women, losing 20 to 40 pounds, I've learned that some diets work better than others. So today I'm ranking the 15 most popular diets, and my ranking system is based on 4 things: how effective they are, how sustainable they are, how easy are they to follow, and what I personally use to coach over 1,400 clients. Now make sure to stay to the very end because I'm gonna combine a few of these diets together to form a super diet. Let's start off with one of the most controversial diets on the internet, and that is the carnivore diet. I'm giving the carnivore diet a C. Now the carnivore diet is simple. You only eat animal foods like meat, eggs, fish, some dairy, while eliminating fruits, vegetables, most carbs like grains and legumes. Now, can you lose weight on the carnivore diet? Absolutely. Most people naturally eat fewer calories because they're consuming a ton of protein, which is incredibly filling, while eliminating most processed high-calorie foods. Many people also report reduced cravings, rapid weight loss, especially in the beginning. So why is this only a C tier for me? Because for the average person, it's simply way too restrictive to maintain long-term. Think about birthdays, vacations, restaurants, family dinners, even grabbing lunch with coworkers is off limits. Completely avoiding fruits, vegetables, and like most carbs every day and during everyday life is much harder than it needs to be. While I know some people can thrive on the carnivore diet, I believe it's a good fit for a small group of people, not for the average person looking for sustainable weight loss. Up next are meal replacement diets, and I'm giving this a D. They are exactly what they sound like. Instead of eating regular meals, you replace a 1, 2, sometimes all 3 meals with a protein bar or a protein shake. Can you lose weight on them? Sure, you can. The portions are already controlled, the calories are controlled. It's much easier to stay in a calorie deficit without having to think about what to eat. However, they're protein bars and protein shakes. They're processed. There's no veggies, there's no fiber. I think meal replacement can be a useful short-term tool for convenience, but they shouldn't become your diet. Next, we have paleo, and I'm giving this a B. The paleo diet is based on the idea of eating the way our ancestors supposedly ate thousands of years ago. That means focusing on lean meats, fish, eggs, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, while avoiding grains, legumes, dairies, and refined sugars and processed foods. I think paleo encourages a lot of great habits like eating whole, minimally processed foods and prioritizing protein and vegetables. My biggest criticism is that it unnecessarily eliminates several nutritious food groups, for example, whole grains, beans, dairy, even though there's little evidence that most people need to avoid them. Next up, we have a vegan diet or a plant-based diet or a vegetarian diet. You guys are gonna hate me for this. I am giving this a D. Wait, Coach Patrick, I thought veggies were good for you. They absolutely are. However, a vegan, a plant-based diet just makes it so much harder to get protein in. And protein is the most important macronutrient for weight loss. If you're not eating enough protein, we're automatically eating more carbs and more fat. Now, a lot of vegetarians, they think lentils, chickpeas, and beans are protein. They do have some protein, but most of the calories are actually from carbs. They think nuts, seeds are protein as well, but they're actually fat. Do they have some protein? Yes, but the majority of the calories are fat, and dietary fat is really high in calories. Now, can vegetarians lose weight? They can, but if you're not vegetarian, there's better diets out there to lose weight than just going plant-based. Next up, we have the Mediterranean diet, and this is one of my favorite ways to eat. I'm giving this an A. Yes, our very first A. Instead of focusing on what you can eat, it emphasizes more on eating whole, minimally processed foods like vegetables, fruits, beans, whole grains, fish, olive oil, nuts, lean proteins, while limiting highly processed foods and added sugars. It's one of the most well-researched eating patterns in the world, consistently linked to better heart health, lower rates of chronic disease, and a longer life. So why is this an A tier and not an S tier? My only criticism is that it doesn't automatically teach you portions. So you can absolutely overeat on healthy food and still gain weight. If you're consistently eating more calories than your body needs, for example, olive oil and nuts are healthy, but they're also really high in calories. Next, we have GLP-1 medications like Ozempic and Wegovy. They've become incredibly popular over the past few years. However, I am giving this an F. They work by reducing your appetite and helping you feel full longer, making it much easier to eat fewer calories. Can you lose weight? Sure, you can. In fact, they're one of the most effective tools available for helping people lose weight that are chronically and severely obese. So why do I rank them an F tier? Not because they don't work, but because they don't teach the skills needed to maintain your weight loss once the medication has stopped. If you never learn how to portion control your food, healthy eating habits, meal planning, or how to manage your cravings, you'll gain the weight right back once the medication has stopped. It's also very expensive. It can be over $1,000 a month if you don't have the right insurance. I also don't like the idea of relying on medication as the primary solution if the underlying nutrition and lifestyle habits haven't changed. I believe GLP-1 medications can be an excellent tool for the right person, especially if you are severely obese and can't exercise. But if your goal is permanent weight loss, building sustainable habits should always be the foundation. Next, we have the Keto Diet. The Keto Diet is one of the most popular weight loss diets in the world. However, for me, I'm giving this a C. The goal of the Keto Diet is to eliminate carbs. Anytime we eliminate a whole entire food group, there are consequences. It's just way too restrictive for the average person looking to maintain long term. How sustainable is it to give up bread, rice, pasta, fruits, or many of your favorite foods? It can be almost impossible long term. Keto is a high protein, high fat diet. The problem with high fat is that it's double the calories as protein and carbs combined, which makes it really tough to be in a calorie deficit. Can you lose weight on keto? Sure, you can. However, less than 5% of people on keto are successful at it long term. Next up, we have a high protein diet, and I'm giving this an A. A high protein diet isn't about cutting out foods, it's about making protein the priority at every meal, whether that's chicken, fish, lean beef, Greek yogurt, eggs, cottage cheese, or tofu. The goal is simply to eat more protein throughout the day. Protein is the most filling macronutrient, which means it helps you reduce hunger, it helps you stay satisfied longer, and it makes it easier to eat fewer calories without constantly feeling deprived. It also helps you build lean muscle while losing fat, which is incredibly important for maintaining your metabolism. For almost everyone trying to lose weight, increasing your protein intake is one of the most simplest, most effective nutrition changes you can make, and it's a habit I recommend to nearly all of my clients. My only criticism is that simply eating more protein doesn't automatically control your portions or guarantee you're in a calorie deficit. Really quick before we get back to the video, if you need help with one of these three things, number one, you're looking for a workout plan, nutrition plan specifically to help you lose weight. Number two, you're going through menopause and you're stuck in a plateau. Or number three, you're looking to work with a coach to keep you accountable with your fitness and nutrition, then click the link below, watch that video, schedule a free call with either me or my coaches. We love to help you out. Now back to the video. Up next, we have a low-carb diet, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You reduce your carb intake like bread, pasta, rice, sugary drinks, sweets. Now, unlike the keto diet, you don't have to completely eliminate your carbs, which makes it more flexible. I'm giving this a B. I think a low-carb diet can be very effective, but I don't believe carbs are the enemy. There are healthy carbs like fruits, oats, beans, whole grains, and they should absolutely be part of a successful weight loss plan. For many people, reducing refined carbs, added sugars is a fantastic idea, and that's why I see a low-carb diet as a solid and effective approach. Next, we have Whole30. Unfortunately, I'm giving this a C. Whole30 is essentially a 30-day nutrition reset. For 1 month, you eliminate added sugars, alcohol, grains, dairy, legumes, and most processed foods. Then slowly introduce them to see how your body responds. Can you lose weight on it? Yes, you can. Most people naturally eat fewer calories because they eliminate many of the foods that are the easiest to overeat. For example, like highly processed snacks. So why am I giving this a C? Because while it can be a great short-term reset, I don't think it's a great long-term lifestyle for most people. It's very restrictive, making going out to restaurants, vacations, social events a lot more challenging. And after the 30 days are over, many people simply go back to the eating way that got them to gain weight in the first place. They never learn how to portion control their food or build sustainable habits. I think Whole30 can be a useful way to kickstart eating healthy, but it's not the approach I recommend if your goal is permanent weight loss. Next, we have flexible dieting, also known as IIFYM, if it fits your macros. It's based on the idea that no foods are off limits. Instead of labeling food as good or bad, you simply aim to hit your calorie intake, you track your protein, carbs, and fat, and you aim to hit those targets as well. I'm giving this a solid B. It's great for people that know how to track their calories and like tracking calories. It means you can enjoy foods like pizza, ice cream, burgers in moderation as long as they fit your calorie and macro goals. The downside of it is that if you hate tracking calories, if you hate logging your food and weighing your food at every meal, it's absolutely not the diet for you. Next, we have calorie counting. This is very similar to flexible dieting. Same thing, I'm giving it a B. Counting calories is one of the oldest and most effective weight loss methods because it focuses on the one thing that ultimately determines whether you lose weight or not. Eating fewer calories than your body burns and you will lose weight. Every single weight loss plan revolves around a calorie deficit. The downside again is that most people hate counting calories, and there's a simpler approach I like, and it's called the hand method. The hand method, I'm giving this an S. It's my favorite nutrition strategy and the one I recommend to almost every client because it's simple, practical, and sustainable. Instead of counting calories or weighing every gram of food, you use your hand to determine the portion size. At every meal, you want a fist of veggies, a palm of protein, a hand scoop of carbs, and a thumb of fat. Since your hands are proportional to your body size, it's an easy way to personalize your portions without needing an app or a food scale. It teaches the one skill that almost every successful weight loss journey has in common: portion control. You can use it at home, at a restaurant, on vacation, at family dinners, or while traveling. There's nothing to calculate, nothing to track, no foods that are completely off limits, and after coaching more than 1,400 clients, I found it's one of the easiest nutrition systems for people to stick with long enough to see results. In my opinion, it's the best diet. It's the one that you can realistically follow for the rest of your life, and that's exactly what the hand method helps people with. Next, we have intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting isn't about changing what you eat, it's about changing when you eat. Instead of eating throughout the entire day, you limit your meals to a specific eating window, for example, 8 hours or 12 hours, and you fast for the remaining 12 to 16 hours. And I'm giving this a B. I don't recommend fasting as a standalone solution. It's meant to be combined with other diets that teach you food choices. Now, if I were to combine diet, if I were to combine 3 nutrition strategies into one super diet, it would be this: intermittent fasting, the hand method, and the Mediterranean diet. Together, they answer the 3 most important questions about weight loss. What should I eat? Food choices. How much should I eat? Food portions. And when should I eat? Food timing. The Mediterranean diet tells you what to eat, focusing on whole, minimally processed foods like fruits and veggies, lean protein, whole grains, and healthy fats. The hand method teaches you how much to eat, using simple portions instead of counting calories or weighing your food. Intermittent fasting helps you decide when to eat, making it easier to naturally reduce your calorie intake without feeling like you're constantly dieting. For me, this combination is an easy S tier. It's simple enough to follow at home, flexible enough for restaurant and vacations, and sustainable enough for many years, not just weeks. You're not eliminating entire food groups, obsessing over calorie counting, or relying on expensive programs or medications. Instead, you're building healthy habits that fit into real life. And after coaching more than 1,400 clients, this is the nutrition system I found that gives the average person the best chance of losing weight, keeping it off, and living a healthy life long term. Now, if you're curious how it works, I made a whole entire video to create the best meal plan for weight loss. Go check it out right here.